Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah Double I C Apostle GMS. This is I'm Never Allah coming at you another video. And in this video, I want to focus on, the book of Matthew 24:1 to verse 6. Because you got this whole war going on with the U.S., Israel, and Iran. And we've been telling you this for years, man. Our apostles and elders been telling you this since, the mid 80s, into the early mid 90s. And we've been telling y'all, brothers that came in when I came in, been telling y'all this for about the past 20 years. That there's going to be a war between the United States, Israel, and Iran. We've been telling you this for the longest. We've been going to the scriptures on that. And if anybody wants to doubt that, we got videos to prove it. We've been saying this for years, man. For years. And it's finally happening. It's finally happening. When a lot of y'all guys that, that was in the camp, that left, they got kicked out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing it too. I'm pretty sure y'all on YouTube, pretty sure y'all on social media, I'm pretty sure y'all watch television, y'all hear certain things, see stuff in the papers, and y'all like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's what y'all thinking. I know for a fact that's what y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you leave this truth, it's not like everything about it is just wiped from your mind. You still remember the truth. You may not still practice it anymore. There may be certain things you still do. Well, I don't. Okay, I don't eat pork. Or well, I don't do this. I don't do that. There's still certain things I'm sure y'all may keep and I still may believe. But there's a lot of things I just throw away. But the truth doesn't really just wipe away from your mind. You just don't forget it 100% entirely. You know what I mean? And here it is. So let's get into some scriptures. Matthew 24:1. And when Yahweh went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahweh said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, that there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Which I was talking about when the Romans was going to come in during the Roman-Jewish wars in roughly about 70 AD. 67, 70 AD, around the time of the Roman-Jewish wars, when the Romans were going to besiege Jerusalem and basically destroy everything. And when it says there would not be one stone, there would not be left here one stone upon another that should not be thrown down, he's saying it's going to be destroyed completely. In other words, if you ever see a building that's crumbled, you see a stone on top of another stone, a rock on top of another rock, you'll see a pile of rocks. In other words, it's not even going to be one stone left upon another. It's not even going to be a pile. In other words, it's going to be completely obliterated. That's what he's saying. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So when are these things going to happen? What's going to be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? So he says, what's going to be the sign of your coming? Because he knew that Yahweh Shah was going to come back. He was already in their presence, but he knew that he was going to come back. So he said, what's the sign of your coming and the end of the world? And when they say world, it doesn't mean world as in like the whole entire planet Earth. World as in the Roman world, real fast.
Strong's G165, Ion.
Forever, an unbroken age, perpetuity of time, enter eternity, the worlds, universe, period of time, age. See? An age, era. To be connected with ever, rather than with al, to breathe, signifies a period of indefinite duration or time viewed in relation to what takes place in the period. The force attaching to the word is not so much that of the actual length of a period, but that of a period marked by spiritual moral characteristics. In other words, this particular age or era where these things that you're speaking of is going to occur. Okay? So that word there, ion, means the end of an age or an era. In other words, the Roman age, the Roman era, the Roman Empire. Alright? Continuing on. And Yahweh answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, or I am Yahweh and shall deceive many. So don't be deceived, man. Many people are going to come in his name, and many people are going to be deceived. You're going to have people that's going to do that. People going to come along saying that they're the Lord coming back in a reincarnation. You know, people are going to say that they're coming, even people that's going to be, you got people that's going to claim to be prophets and claim to speak the word of the Lord. You know, so many going to come in his name saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Many people going to be deceived by them. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So you're going to hear about wars. You're going to hear about rumors of wars. Meaning you're going to hear about people saying that there's going to be wars. You're going to hear about these things. See that ye be not troubled, but don't be troubled by it. For these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So you're going to hear about wars. You're going to hear about actual wars occurring like right now. And you're going to hear about rumors of wars. Meaning you're going to hear about the rumors that a war is going to happen. So you're going to hear about actual wars, and you're going to hear about actual rumors of wars. Things that are just being said that may not necessarily be true, but you're going to hear about it. See that ye be not troubled. Don't be troubled. Don't fear. Alright? Don't let it rattle you. For all these things must come to pass. All these things gotta happen. But the end is not yet. So these things have to occur. But the end is not yet. It's not the end yet. Though those things have to occur, it's still not the end. So just because this is going on with the United States, Israel, and Iran, the end is still not yet. In other words, the end is still not here. It's a sign of the end. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That's happening now, right? With the wars. And there should be famines and pestilences. You're going to hear about famines and pestilences too. You're going to hear about famines going on in the world. Pestilences, which is disease outbreaks. And earthquakes in diverse places. You're going to hear about earthquakes too. In diverse places, in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. This is just the beginning. Okay? This is just the beginning. Alright? Exodus 15:3. Yahweh Shemel Shah is a man of war. Yahweh Shemel Shah is his name. So Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Okay? Which Yahweh is the Most High's name. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shah is the son of the world. He's going to be called Jesus Christ. So it's telling you that the Most High is a man of war. So the Most High is orchestrating these battles. He's creating these wars. He's making it occur. To fulfill his perfect plan, which is to bring about the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America, by way of a third world war. Okay? And we can't wait. Isaiah 13:4. The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumult is a noise, of war. So it says the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. So it's going to be a noise of war, like as of a great people. Like great people marching, like great people moving. A lot of noise. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. So it's being more specific. Not just not just the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like a great people moving through the mountains, but a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. So it's going to be a tumultuous noise of kingdoms being gathered together. So what it's telling you that it's kingdoms being gathered together for war. It says the Lord of hosts musters the host of the battle. So the reason why it's a great people and the tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together, because the Most High is mustering the host of the battle. Host is talking about a host meaning war. Paquad, that's mustereth.